Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of Movies on Our Minds. On this show, we get to talk about movies such as comedies, action, thrillers, but specifically the movies that are on all of our minds. And the movie that we're thinking about today is the latest holiday film, Almost Christmas. Now, Almost Christmas is a film about a dysfunctional family that comes together for the holidays for the first time since their mother's death. And as you can imagine, there's love, comedy, drama, all types of shindigs that you can imagine for a family gathering. The film is directed by David E. Talbert and produced by Will Packer. The film stars Danny Glover, Gabrielle Union, Omar Epps, Jesse T. Usher, Monique, J.B. Smooth, D.C. Young Fly, Tery Wilson. List goes on with this ensemble cast. Now, before we get started, I'd like to introduce my guests. We have the amazing director, producer, writer, Keenan Osborne. Keenan, how you doing today?
Doing all right, Baroque. How you doing, man?
I can't complain. You know that. What about you, Terry? You know, you got the amazing cinematographer, award-winning cinematographer and editor, Tery Wilson.
How y'all doing?
How you doing today, Terry?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I cannot complain. I get to talk about movies, so
I know, right?
I'm good to go.
Awesome.
And we have the amazing producer / executive producer, Devon Cole. Devon, how you doing?
Hey, man, look, I woke up, I'm breathing, I'm blessed, I can't complain, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, I can't complain either.
Gucci.
All right, y'all. Now, for Almost Christmas, let's start off with the characters and actors. How did y'all feel about them?
I guess we can start with me.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
All right. You know what? I say the overall production, along with the cinematography, the angles, the lighting, the characters, the actors who portrayed them, it was very believable.
Okay.
Like when I see Gabrielle Union, I see her as a struggling single mother. I don't see, oh, no, she knows she's rich in real life. No, you see her having struggles that mothers have. You got one character who's trying to be a politician, and you see what politicians go through of them working so hard in their campaign. They don't always have time for their family. You see Danny Glover being the father trying to get his family back together, his dysfunctional family, together for no longer than a week just to make something happen. So it's a very believable cast. It's great.
All right, what y'all think about them?
What he said.
Exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The characters seem real. Yeah.
I mean, I think as a viewer, everybody sees themselves in somebody in that. You know, you got the star athlete of the family. You got basically the poster child in Kimberly Elise. You know, you also have that jealousy for Gabrielle Union. I mean, everybody that has a sibling feels that in some capacity. So I specifically with those two, I felt that. So I was engaged with that storyline more so than the rest.
And everybody got an unmade.
Yes.
I know I got I got a few unmade in my family.
I think we all got a few unmade.
Yeah, unmade gave me life. I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, did you feel like any of the actors were typecast? Like we've seen Gabrielle Union and Danny Glover play these roles 100 times. So
I didn't get that feeling at all.
Not this time.
Not this time?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we felt that because as an ensemble, you didn't really look at that and said, oh, she's already done this character from this movie because they took you out of the realm in which you were in and they encased you in the state of Alabama where the movie takes place.
Right.
So like I said, they didn't break the fourth wall, but it's like they included you so as if you were watching it, you know, as what you were, but like I said, you felt connected with it. Mm-hmm. So you didn't seem like, hey, you know what, he's already done that role, or that's the role he does every single time.
And I mean, you look at the melting pot of acting in that movie. Like from Danny Glover all the way to D.C. Young Fly, you have a seasoned actor and basically a newcomer, and it didn't look like it was a contrast. It looked like it was meant for that group.
Like
to be
it was
put
like
together.
different generations of actors.
Like,
you know that movie was like gumbo.
Like
seriously,
nice
like,
mix.
yeah.
It was like nice mix. I thought it was perfect cast.
Yeah, like I said, from Danny Glover, you know, doing Lethal Weapon. Then you got Monique, who's a queen of comedy. Then you got Gabrielle Union, who can do it all.
Kimberly Elise, who's phenomenal.
Exactly.
Like anything she touches is gold to me.
Jesse T. Usher, who's up and coming. But then you got DC Young Fly, who got his fame off of Vine and Instagram.
Yeah.
What'd you think about this first feature film? Like, do you think he did a good job,
He did
or
a
did he
great
just?
job. He did a great job. Now, to a certain extent, I say all of them. We could all look at one character and say, you know what, he kind of reminds me of this person from this movie to a certain extent. But you know, he did his thing because I didn't see him as DC Young Fly.
Right. You saw him as
you also didn't see him as much.
Right, and you didn't see him as much, you know. So
I have a question. What was DC Young Fly's character relation to the family, because if I was when I was watching it, he was Jesse T. Usher's cousin, right?
No.
No,
he was.
They were childhood friends.
Childhood friends.
He's that.
See,
one
that goes
friend.
back to that trailer. You remember how the trailer fools? Because in the trailer, it was like, "Yo, what's up, cuz? We're gonna get them ho-ho-hos." He said cousin, so I thought.
I mean, that's just their slang.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I didn't.
That's what I do to any of my friends. It's like, hey, what up, cuz?
What
Oh,
up,
okay,
cuz?
my
What up,
bad.
bro?
Yeah.
Because I thought with the family coming together, it just would make sense.
It's okay.
He's that one family friend who they count as a family member.
Right,
Oh,
right.
okay.
Like, he family. He been around
Exactly.
that.
He's been around enough. I can whoop him and not get in trouble.
Right.
That's what
That's exactly what
he
it
is.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
also
children's
confused me.
casting too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Children,
off.
they did a good
The
job.
little
with that.
boy, don't know his name, off the chain.
And
The
one
little
of
girl, Gabrielle Union's daughter.
She's
I
actually a
thought that
local
was-
actress, too.
She's
In
local.
Atlanta?
I thought that
actually
was
a
great.
local
I
actress.
thought that was
in
great
fact,
casting.
In fact, when Will Packer had a viewing for Uncle Buck, she was there.
Yeah.
The
He
little
had-
girl was
he
she on the? Is she on Uncle Buck as well? Or
No,
is she
he had the older chick who played the daughter from Uncle Buck, but then the young lady who played Gabrielle Union's daughter, he goes, hey, she's in my movie Almost Christmas coming out later on this year, and then he mentioned some of the cast in there, so she was actually there, and yeah, so she's from Atlanta.
Yeah, she did good. She did her thing.
Yeah, really good. It's-
I think one of my favorite parts in the film was when the little boy was at the football little tournament. Well, not tournament, but the football game.
Family game.
And he had the book with him. And they asked him, "Why aren't you playing?" He said, "Would you rather be on the team
Or on
or
the team."
on the
Oh,
team?"
yeah.
I was
I
like,
was
"Now
like-
that
I did like that.
that was a
Yeah.
good clap right there."
I like that because it shows that he knows his place.
Exactly.
Because you realize when he came and he seen his granddad, he goes, oh, his mom was like, he has like, what, 3 or 4 A's and 1 B. He goes, the B is in gym. So you can tell that he takes pride in
Learning.
being
And
smart,
it
being
wasn't
a
that
genius.
stereotypical young black kid. You know?
Right.
It's basically and maybe I'm looking too far deep into it. It's the new age.
Yeah,
Okay.
they grown.
Yeah.
They too grown.
Yeah,
That's
you
too
know,
grown.
it's less about
They
it's
smart,
starting to
but
get
they too
less
grown.
less about athletics for the newer generation, and it is more about academics in a sense. You know?
Academics, schematics, actually what it takes to own a team. Because
Right.
now you can see, of course it's not that easy to own a team, but it's not hard to be 10 years old and start your own app or your own lemonade stand
Right,
that
right.
gets you out there. So he's already seeing 10, 15 years into the future, hey, I know I can't play worth the darn, but I can own the heck out of a team. And
Right.
you know what? I commend him for that, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now what is your favorite character or the character that you could relate to the most out of this family?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Y'all didn't expect
Um,
that question. I thought, oh, okay.
Nah, well, you know what?
Aunt May, because I know that's how I'm going to be when I get older. Like that now, like, I say whatever. Like, it's hurting me right now. I can't say how I want to say stuff because I can't curse.
I know.
But, you know, yeah, I think I most relate to Aunt May.
What about you, Keenan?
Then it would have to be Danny Glover for me because I'm married and that's how I feel now. You
You
know,
feel like
if
the
my
man-
wife left right now, I would try to whatever she's making. Too bad she can't cook, but.
Oh, no.
Hey, did you hear that? No. You know,
I know where not to go for things
that
to do.
love that him and his wife shared throughout
Oh,
those
yeah,
years.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like watching that, and I just looked at my wife. She looked at me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, that's something you look forward to. You know, and I resonate with that because, you know, in a sense, it kind of does sit home with
You
me.
just made me think about the way they brought that in the beginning of the
Yes.
movie. I thought that was
Like-
beautiful.
like,
that
that
was
was-
a beautiful touch, the way they did that.
I think as far as what character I
get to that.
relate to, like I said, I think
DC.
probably
probably,
so.
yeah.
DC, young black
but,
character.
but honestly, I think within that we all see a little bit of ourselves in them, and we all see a little bit of them in ourselves. When it shows off with them being married, we may not be married yet, some of us,
Sorry,
but we know what type of marriage we want to have when we do get married, or even for you being married, you can say, hey, you know, when I'm 30 and I'm 40 and I got my kids and whatever, no matter where they live, I want them to all come home. I want to see my grandkids. I know, hey, I want to be married like this. I want to
Hashtag
have
relationship goals.
exactly Baywatch. I know when I do have kids, I want my grandkids who look forward to seeing me. I know I want I just want my kids to be successful. I'm not saying you got to be a politician or a dentist, but I want, you know, kids who are, like I said, successful. They have their own families, and I want a grandson or a son who's in college. Like I said, I just want to have that home feeling that no matter where you go, you know that you can always come to my house if you fall on hard times.
Right.
And you got that.
The fact that you had 4 kids, and then 2 or 3 of them had kids of their own and stuff
And
like
They were all
He
successful.
owns- yeah,
in
all of
some
them
aspect, they were all successful. Even Gabrielle
He
Union
owns
was
6
successful.
garages. He owns
she
6
was-
mechanic
yeah.
shops, and I'm like, okay, this is a great, successful.
It gave you
black
that. It
family.
gave you that. It gave you that Huxtable family once they all got out of the house
Yeah.
and stopped coming back into their house.
Right.
That's basically that's what I felt. To an extent, I was like, "Oh well,
You know,
all right,
definitely,
Cliff and Claire, I see what you did there, y'all. Slide
New school.
right?"
All right, now, what did y'all think about the plot and structure of the film? Now, this is where I started having my issues. The characters, I love them all. They all did their thing. But the way some of the structure came was a little...
I mean, I could say it. Like I said, it felt like soul food to me. But I mean, I think that's maybe is what he was trying to give off. That's what this is. And maybe I'm putting my little pinch of sugar in it and then stir it up and see what comes out. But
the director?
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
right.
They
He wrote
both...
it too?
He's director and writer.
That's what I think happened. It's like you knew everything was going to happen before it happened because it is that typical, holiday black film. The family is dysfunctional. The last surviving parent is trying to get everybody together for the holiday.
But how does his stand out compared to those?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
to me, it doesn't stand out except for the cast is
The
perfect.
casting. To
Yeah.
me, it's the casting.
Yeah. Okay.
Every time there's a group of people who are dysfunctional, in the end, you already know they're going to be functional.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to be completely functional, they're going to be more functional than what they were when they came in. There's nothing new under the sun. The only way you could have threw this for a curve is if you had freaking
Both of the parents still
a
alive.
monster truck coming in. That's the only way that you could have threw this
That
for a
would've been interesting.
curveball.
It would
A
have.
monster
But-
truck in a Christmas
but-
film.
I mean, technically, it came in the form of Carrie Hilson, so.
And it tripped me out seeing Monica as a waitress. I'm like, wow.
Again,
You know, but you
and
know
I
what,
see
though,
where they
that
went
was
with
a
that.
seat
I was
filler.
like,
Yeah, it was
alright,
like a
so
seat
you know
filler.
what? So you always say, hey, do you see anybody as a typecast? I'm starting to feel that Monica
Monica is
can't
the
play
perfect
no
waitress.
more than a waitress.
'Cause-
Because in ATL, she's
That's
pretty-
immediately where I saw her. I was like, damn, we in ATL now?
I mean, they really was.
And it wasn't the exact same line from ATL when she was like, "What can I get you?"
Well, then, nigga, that's like more like an Easter egg. Like, oh,
I was like,
okay, that's
so
kind of
is
cool.
she gonna,
you
is she
know?
gonna be at ATL too now? Is that
Probably.
What
I
you
mean, but
she gonna be at the Waffle House now?
But you know, but exactly like you said, you see her as a waitress, and then you also see her as she does the same line in a small mom and pop diners, how it really looks. Now I say Carrie Hilson. Someone's like, yo, she can't act. I'm like, you know what? Say what you want to say. She did her job.
Yeah, she did what she's
came
supposed to
in,
do in this.
She looked beautiful, and she was the one who had an affair, not knowing
But
that she was married.
that's why I asked
And
at the
she,
beginning.
she played that like
Yeah.
nice. Cause when she
Now,
came in and
that's
said
why I
that
asked at the
same, I'm like,
beginning,
she really.
do you feel like-
she made me believe?
Do you feel like this cast is typecast? Like everybody played exactly. You seen Donald?
Okay,
like the part where he said, "I'm
main-
getting too old
the
for this."
main,
You seen him say that like
Oh
5
yeah,
times.
I mean yeah, but
The main cast, I
that
don't believe, was
classic 'cause it
typecast
real.
because I don't remember the last time we saw Danny Glover play the father that was trying to bring the family back together.
I don't remember him.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I was about to say I've seen him play a character like this, but not.
Because Riggs doesn't
Completely.
count. No,
Okay.
Murtaugh doesn't count.
The first thing that came to my mind was Death at a Funeral. I was like, no, he definitely did not
No.
bring the
No.
family for
Yeah.
the funeral.
Yeah.
Like we've seen Kimberly Elise play the strong black woman before. We
Right.
also have seen her play the broken black woman before.
Both in Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Exactly, but we haven't seen her play. I haven't seen her in anything other than
Who was oh my god, his name that who I'm thinking of. I thought he was that person. I'm not gonna say, don't even say it. Just you know who I'm thinking about.
I can't
His
think of
wife. Who was she?
Oh man, I can't.
Her name.
It was the guy who was running for Congress or for Senate.
I know who you're talking about.
What his wife? Forgive us, whoever.
We're sorry.
Ari Parker.
Ari
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ari Nicole Parker.
Yes.
I was
Ari
thinking,
Parker. Boom.
I was thinking when I saw
My
this
bad.
film. Nothing against Kimberly Elise. I loved her character and her part in the film. I just didn't think that her versus Gabrielle Union was the best
I think that was.
sibling rivalry.
I think
she was the
yeah.
older sister and she was like the middle. The middle
Yeah, Gabrielle Union was the middle, and I mean that's what that was.
She
was.
I'm saying like all day because that's how they act towards each other.
Yeah.
Like they just now, fix their relationship where they can actually talk to each other and laugh and actually be around each other. Yeah. Like that was perfect. Like I saw that. I saw my
that was
mom
like that was my mom as well. Like you got the successful dentist that basically, as what Gabrielle Union said was, you had everything figured out. And that's why Gabrielle Union was jealous of Kimberly Lewis.
No, now that I get back to this, because I want to get back to plot and structure, and keep going back to these characters. Do you think that everybody had enough screen time? Like, did they give us too many plot holes with everybody? Like, we see with Kimberly Lee's character, she's a dentist, and she's doing this with her life. Just the usher, he's the football player, he's doing this with his life. Like, you're giving us all these introductions to these characters, but did you give us enough time to explore these characters and understand where they came from?
I felt like they didn't have to do all of that because visually you saw it, so you can make up your own mind.
But at the same, it was one specific. I'm sorry, it was one specific character, and it was the scene at the fight after the football game. When Kimberly Elise was scared to interject in the argument, but then she immediately snapped on Gabrielle Union. I wanted to see why she was so quick to snap on her sister, but couldn't confront anyone else. I want to see what does that.
Because she's used to beating her over words.
You know what?
That's their relationship.
What that comes from is it's just a communication thing.
Right.
We'll snap on somebody that we know because we already know how they're going to react.
You comfortable. You know who to try.
Compared to snapping on somebody that we don't know because we don't know their reaction.
Well, that I don't think for that situation she should know everybody in that argument because it was her brother and her husband.
But she knew to try her sister because she's used to trying her sister. Just like I said, you know who to try.
I mean, but I don't.
Joanna.
I think that they gave us enough background of a little bit of everybody because it's also certain things where. It may be open to the point to where you can connect the dots or you can kind of come up with your own thing. Yeah. All right. So, yes, she is a successful dentist. But also with Gabrielle Union's character, the way it is
struggling single parent.
Yeah, she's struggling single parent.
And we did get bits of that.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie. I'm asking, did we get enough? Like, even Omar Epps, did we get enough of him to understand his...
He wasn't a big enough character.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
But he had an influence.
But he definitely filled that spot. And like I said,
he filled it.
What they were trying to do, they did it. They gave enough of a background because, like I said, us being African Americans.
What else would you want to know?
We can relate to it.
From that character?
Right.
I mean, long lost supposedly boyfriend could have been that perfect ending. She got the perfect ending at the end of the movie, which was the perfect ending.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, let me go back. So you can all agree that they gave us enough information.
Yeah. I was kind of mad that the trailer gave me some stuff that I didn't see in the movie.
Let's get to this. Let's get to plot. Let's go back to plot and structure. We good with characters. Something that bothered me because I did have some issues with the structure was the very beginning when they did their
the time lapse.
The time lapse, until the mother died.
Yeah.
Me personally, it's like I look down for a second and look up. They skipped like 3 years, and the thing is, to me, it was kind of distracting because I'm also paying attention to the credits because that's how much into the movies I just pay attention to all that. So it's like 1989, 1990, 1995, yes, 2000, 2002, 2007, 2008, 2009. While still trying to read like who wrote this, who produced it, and who directed it, I was like,
that's just time.
But
that was
but I'm saying theirs to me was a little too fast.
You overthink.
But see, no. We said this earlier that Baroque, you try to dig for something that ain't there.
That was just there for visual purposes.
But also look at what you said.
No, but the purpose of this is so you understand the family and get a feel for how they are when they come together before the dysfunctional part comes in.
What was that whole sequence? What is that called? What was that called?
Time lapse.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what is the time lapse?
It stopped. If you look at the dates, they stopped.
Exactly.
Go a little slower for me. I'm saying, okay, here's my thing. Instead of going from 1999, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, how about just give us 3 years? I can do with 3 years to where...
Okay,
that's your typical. They was different. I liked it.
But see, also, look at what you said. When I looked down, you shouldn't have been looking down.
That's your fault.
My mistake. I dropped something.
Also, the thing is, you realize the main focus of it, when they fell in love, when they were sleeping on a mattress.
I did like that. I did like that.
That was literally.
I like that.
Visuals were the focus, not the whole time.
The dates literally was when they first got together, got married,
and then
they had a kid. That's when it was stopped at the year that the kid was born.
That's
then it
a
was
lot
speed up.
That was a lot of kids then.
Yeah, you see how many?
Yeah, I know.
They had the fourth kid when they were 50.
Right.
All right, at some point, stop.
Right.
So maybe that's not what you agree with, but also like say you shouldn't have looked down and you were digging too deep.
But also,
I will always dig
as a
deep in
fellow
films. You know
filmmaker,
this is.
yes,
I look
yeah,
for these.
as a fellow, you should have admired that part.
No, I have
that was-
I'm not saying that's a bad. That's just something that I noticed. I was like, okay, that's.
It was just like
If-
like a brief moment that
it-
they were just like doing their thing, and then '96 come, and here come baby number 4.
All right,
You could actually say that was like their rejuvenation years in a
Yeah.
sense.
If it
And that was smart.
If it was one thing that I did have a problem with, me personally, she said she felt like the trailers may have gave you too much or you
No,
No, it didn't.
Now, see,
Didn't give you enough?
before seeing the movie, I saw the trailer like, damn, you want to give me the whole movie? But you know what? I still support the characters. I'm gonna still go see it because I support the actors.
Yeah.
Then I go to the movies, I don't see really none of that stuff in it,
Now,
and I'm heated.
I mean, the trailer did.
I feel cheated.
Now, what I said was
It did its job, got me
Yeah.
there. I
Yeah,
still enjoyed
marketing.
it,
Yeah,
but
the job.
I wanted to see it in the living room. I wanted to see the scene, you know?
Now, what I did say was that in the previews, it was certain ways that when they shot it, it may have had a close up, but then when you seen it in the movie, it wasn't close up. It was like mid view, and they were on the side profile.
Right.
Now that is like my only little critiquing there, but it was still overall a great movie because I mean, hey, you also got probably just used B footage, B roll to comprise the trailers, but I still enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, that's why I said a lot of that stuff probably was improv because they used all the improv stuff that they didn't use in the movie in the trailer and got you in it. But it still did its job because it was still a great, hilarious film.
Okay. Now there's only 2 more parts to me that got my attention.
I want to go back to characters.
Yeah,
Super Damn
No, we get that
One more time.
2 parts was one, the way Tery Wilson came to the family dinner. Did y'all think that was a little too coincidental?
Nah.
Like the way it
thought it
went
was
down.
normal.
Like I said,
that was not
horrible.
normal.
I mean, yeah, think
the
about
way
it.
she got to that house was not normal.
That was your typical movie scenario. That was your typical movie conflict. What did JB Smooth say? What else could go wrong? Ding ding.
No, not
That's
that
what
part. I'm talking about when she was at the grocery store and Gabrielle Union came into the store as soon as JB Smooth left.
Yeah,
and then when she
that's typical
and then
shit.
and
And
then
that
when
was
she
a nice
gets into
transition, by the way,
Yeah.
from her.
no, the transition was
Coming
nice.
out
But then
and
when she
sliding
gets to
over.
the register and everything, and then it just so happens that they knew each other from high school, and now while she's on the phone, and this is the guy that I'm also talking
gotta
to.
think about it.
Girls do that, though.
You know what?
It was her being petty.
Right.
Because
There you go, new age.
Right before the fight. Right before that was the fight. So that was perfect timing for Tery Wilson.
So
Like,
she
hey,
was
look
doing
what I
it
got.
to get back at her sister.
I don't have a problem with Gabrielle Union saying, "Hey, come on over to the
You talking about
family."
the timing of it.
The timing, like how coincidental for it to for Gabrielle Union to go into the store and then do the
That's
grocery
the
shopping
point.
and then get into her line,
Yeah.
I guess. And then she's on the phone texting, which is, we saw that come.
But
So
you
that's
make it
Tery
seem like
Wilson.
that don't happen in real life. That happens every day.
That's
Because
the point of a
you don't see it,
coincidence.
though.
Where do I-
Thank you.
That's the point of a
It's
coincidence.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
That was normal for me.
What
That-
else could
that-
go wrong? Ding dong.
You saw that coming though.
Yeah.
You may
No,
have seen it
but-
coming.
That was not. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yes, you may have seen it coming, but you didn't see it play out the way that it would, especially when she went and got the gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I didn't know that was
Like,
like.
I saw that.
That was in the preview. So.
I know that was in the previews, but even from what I seen,
I
compared
didn't
to
know
how
it. Like I got
all
lost.
played
I was so
out.
lost in the story. I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
if you not watching the trailer and seeing that scene with the gun, I still think that some aspect of violence would have ensued
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
from that part. It could
We
have
didn't
been.
know how much.
It could have just been her grabbing the dang on
Once
the
it-
fork from the turkey.
Once again,
But Tery Wilson played, like I said, she played that role. Though. She didn't know what was going on.
Where
What's going
the husband
on?
had an affair, and guess what happened? After situations are down, comes up, you had an affair. So in Soul Food, what did she do? She went and she grabbed a knife. What did she do? She went and she got a gun. So I mean, yeah, you kind of seen it coming, but like she said, you were so encaptured in it, you kind of forget that it's going to happen.
Right.
Now, if you spend your time thinking, you know what, I seen this in the infomercial, then I think you're critiquing it too much. Because I feel like, all right, when I'm in the movie, let me see the movie and then compare. But if I'm in the movie, so you know what, I already seen it in the infomercial.
Yeah,
that
you're not
makes
even
it
giving
up
the
for me.
movie time to breathe because that was like my favorite scene.
How many scenes?
That
did
scene was off the chain.
How many scenes was JB Smooth and Kimberly Elise in together before?
Together?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah. But I think that was to give that purpose that their marriage was indeed broken.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're in a broken relationship,
You're not gonna see each other.
Yeah, you're not going. At the most, you're going to try to be away from them as much as possible.
Right.
That's why he was always going to the store.
But once again, that was kind of that typical thing. But you see it where even though we're not together, we know it's not going to work. He still lets you try to create jokes and try to make her smile, so he can try to still win her over. Where she's like, "Yo, I'm done. I'm past this. After this, we're getting a divorce. Yeah, it's going to happen." Mm.
So I think at that time she was just
going
through the motions.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, if you was married to JB Smooth's character, I would get that kid be going through the motions. Like, just you're gonna die in your sleep this weekend, right? Just saying.
All right, the last part that caught my attention. I do want to hear this from y'all. Was the part where Jason T. Usher got into the car because he was mad? He took what was it, painkillers?
Yeah.
Do painkillers really do that to you? I had a friend.
Depends on what you got.
Okay, so maybe that's what.
Yeah.
But he had painkillers, and he was like driving like 100, 115 going that fast. And he looked like he was drowsing off, and then he was driving as fast. And we knew that he was going to get into an accident, right? We knew that part.
I thought it should have been worse than what it was.
There you go. That's my problem. So when he got to the hospital, and I really think it's going to be worse because the first time we were introduced to him, he had his shoulder messed up. So I'm thinking he's going to come back to us or end with us the same way we were introduced to him, to where he's injured. Way worse than that, like nearly death. Because when I first saw him in the hospital, I was like, "You are really lucky. Like, how did you get out of that?"
That's the part they were trying to get with
that
too.
happens.
Yeah.
I wish you told me this accident then, because that's a little the way you.
But you talk. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you talk about it like a lot of stuff when you are trying to describe or you don't understand it. It's like, I lost my train of thought. But that stuff happens. You make it seem like it doesn't happen. And you see it because it's so predictable. You expect it, for him to be beat up.
Yeah.
But that doesn't always happen.
But my thing is, you set that scene up to where it's so fast paced to he's going to get into an accident.
But you don't know how bad.
Yes. But then the doctor...
And he was doped up too.
Yeah.
When you doped
Which is why you really think that it's going to be bad.
When you doped up, you don't get hurt as much depending on what you take. Believe it or not.
But also
you may not feel that, but physically, what we see as the audience, we're going to look at it like, wow, you really are.
No, because you can be doped up off crack, jump off a building, and don't get hurt. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't. It's different things that play into that.
That's what you were expecting, based out of what you see. Because they always did the same.
Look at it as a general consumer.
Yeah, they always get the same way. It could have been worse. The thing is, they did not play the car crash out. So he could have just got, He
could have dozed off and could have coasted and hit like a pole.
He could have hit something.
At 150. I'm also looking at the speed of how fast this car is going. And the fact that all these cars were coming into the street and they were all honking and everything. So it's like you would really... The way you set it up is to where, of course, I'm going to expect this man to get into a terrible accident. Especially when you go back and think of how we were introduced to this character and we have not seen him play football yet. He's more
and
like
because you're
going
so expecting that, why would you want it to happen?
Because that's realistically what would happen.
It's realistically that you would be lucky enough to survive something like that.
But it was like, what, a bruise right here and like a scar, like
a
little
he was, he just banged up a little bit. He's going to be all right. He was lucky.
No, look. But also, you have to realize.
So was this a miracle? Can we? If you say it's a miracle, okay, fine, it's a miracle.
Because
there's a miracle. There's like 5 miracles in almost Christmas.
Also, what you have to look at is that yes, he was doped up, so he could have been falling asleep. But just because he was falling asleep and cars were honking, it doesn't mean that his foot pushed the accelerator harder.
I just want to ask, what do y'all think the accident was? If there was a police report,
I was actually about to get to that.
I think that is not even important.
No, but I want you to answer that for me.
I didn't care because it didn't. It wasn't. How do you not care? Because it was not. Because the actual accident, me seeing that, wasn't enough to drive the story.
Yeah.
Just
so since you didn't see the accident,
because I don't think that much continuity.
Because remember what happened? It cut from them fighting to him driving, to them fighting, to him driving, to him fighting.
Which is like the impact is like coming so big to where it's about to be a big clash at the end of that.
We never saw the accident. That's what we're getting at. What all you see is the little kid running out after JB Smooth's about to get killed.
With the phone.
And you can also see it as what possibly could have happened. He could have died in an accident. JP Smooth could have got shot and got murdered.
Right.
They're both alive.
But see, also,
I think that would have been. I think that would have been cooler to see because you definitely would not have seen that.
But they didn't want to end it with him because then the whole movie would have been, ended on his note. Yeah. No, I'm saying it would have ended on the son, getting an accident note.
You want to talk about how we think it would have happened? Okay, so yes, he was dozing off, and yes, there were horns honking. Who's to say that he probably, with the horn talking, probably didn't kind of snap him back to enough
Oh, and
consciousness?
he swerved a little bit too. Like, you saw that too.
Yes, he may have been swerving, but with the car honking at him, who's to say that I didn't snap him up enough to where he hit the brakes, but he still got, he probably still lost control a little bit and got banged up. The thing is, it's a car accident.
Right.
I think that car accident was just enough to bring the family back together.
Exactly.
After
I think that was the initial
intention.
Like, it don't have to be all drastic and dramatic.
Yeah, like I said,
because it's not that kind of movie.
But the way
it's not that kind of movie.
The scenes, the way they edited, the way they set that up is to where I'm a little disappointed because of the fact that the accident was not as dramatic as y'all made it seem.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, then why you set it up like that? Why you giving it to me?
Because it's implying something bad is about to happen.
Right.
But it's really good. So we're really good at the end of the day. Miracle.
That's because you got to think about it.
If it upsets you that much, then you go and you create your own black family feature, and you can put whatever you want to in it. And guess what? The same way that kind of ticks you off, someone's gonna have a complaint with yours. You can't please everybody.
Please come and talk to me.
You can't.
I would love to talk to you and say why I chose this specifically. Like the way I set this up, y'all saw it coming, right? So why are you unhappy?
That's
I mean, because
exactly.
Because you feel how you feel about the movie. We feel how we feel.
Right.
And that's fine. But that's why I wanted. No, I'm done. That's why I wanted to talk to y'all about
Don't
this.
get mad because we don't agree with you.
That's fine. I just wanted to ask.
The man got the man turned red. The man
True,
got
that's red. Christmas and stuff.
And they call us colors. They call us, bro. Whoa, okay.
So to end this off, overall film, y'all enjoyed it?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Y'all would definitely recommend it?
I would take a girl out on a date to go see it. Hey, have you seen Almost Christmas? Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to see it
4.5
again.
out of 5 for me.
I'm not getting
4 out of 5?
I don't get perfect scores, so 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
You know what?
Same. I love it. Like I want to go see it again. Like it was hilarious. Like I said, I've seen a lot of my family because my family is dysfunctional.
I didn't want to call my moms after that movie.
Man,
I promise y'all, I didn't want to call my mom.
It's been a minute since I've seen a movie that way. So me personally, I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars.
That's what's up.
5 out of 5.
That is very what's up. Good job on you.
What you
like,
right?
Well, all right then.
What do you give it?
Me personally, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. To me, it was good. It was enjoyable, but it's not something that.
You disgust me.
He's so hard.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You didn't have no hood friends that had a family like that.
He's a suburban kid.
I need you to watch it the
That's
second
why
time.
you-
No, I mean, I was like, no, look. 3 is good. Like, 3 is good to me.
Hold on. That's why I like you, man. That's why you give it a 3 because you a suburban kid.
That is not true.
Nah, it's
I mean,
true. So you don't see this stuff. You don't like. That's why actually you have that.
So if I don't, if I don't see this stuff,
you're
then
not gonna understand it.
Exactly.
But I'm still gonna feel this, or at least I'm gonna do my best.
No.
I came to experience this film, and this is just why I experienced 3 out of 5.
If you've never encountered that, you're not going to understand it, and it's hard. So it is what it is.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. But on top of that, I've already seen a film like this before. It's this Christmas.
I said real life. I'm talking about experiencing it in real life. You will get it.
Also, like we said, there's nothing new under the sun.
That's true, and that's why it's 3 out of 5 to me.
So you know what? Come up with your own.
It did its job.
Come up with your own 5-star film.
All right, look, y'all.
And I'm gonna give it 1 personally.
And then
tell us.
Oh my
God. I love you all. I really do in my heart. That's why I asked y'all to come. Now tell everybody where we can find you. Keenan.
Instagram, directed by Keenan. Snapchat, nerd_Luffy. Thank you.
Go up PS Network. You don't want to tell them how to do
it? PSN, nerd_Luffy. Go ahead and get waxing at 2K17. Thank you.
Okay. Terry, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at filmmaker Tery, and that's Tery as Tery, 1 R. You can find me on IMDb as Tery Wilson, Tery Wilson. You can also find me on Facebook, Tery Films, Tery Films.
Devon.
Yo, you can find your boy on Facebook, Devon Cole, DEVONCOLE. You can find me on Instagram at DCole24K. You can find me on Snapchat at DDCole24. And you can find me on MySpace. I don't even use it no more.
As long as you ain't say Black Planet, we fine.
Dang, I wonder if I can.
All right, y'all. You can find me at Baroque, BAROQUEBAROKO on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff.
And your name gets 1 star.
He's the only professional that got all of his social media the same thing.
Guys,
I'm trying to be like you, man.
Guys, let us know what you think about this episode. Did we cover the ground for this movie? Did y'all see the film and agree with our thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below, and tell us what movies you want us to talk about, because we could talk about movies for days.
All day, y'all.
Centuries.
All right, I'm your host, Baroque, and this has been a great episode of Movies on Our Minds. We'll see you next time.